Okay guys, well, Subaru's running really nice. Perfect time to cut it up and turn it into a neon. It's a little cutting and welding, and we're going to have that body fit it to that car. What do you think, Grease Bear? We can do it, right? Hey, do you believe in us? Okay, there's one door liberated. Pretty much got all the outer panels off, all the doors off. I threaded all the wires out, so we still have a full harness here. The car still starts, runs, and drives. And Nash has been working on the interior.
Oh.
Okay, peoples, me and Nash here, the young Nash, we made pretty good progress yesterday on the Neoru project. In fact, I think we're gonna get cutting here right away with the Sawzall. Nash here is working on removing the rest of the air conditioning system. We just can't fit it into the neon, basically. There we go, our first little bit of progress there. That's for our command start. This car actually has command start. The only thing holding the roof on this car now is actually the windshield. So we got to cut the glue along here. Ah, those are nice sun visors, and I cut through that one.
Oh man.
There we go. Timber.
There we have half of a Subaru now.
You can see we've got the body all rough cut off. You can see this car's in really nice shape. It's not rusty down in there at all. Just look how thick that is too. I'm very impressed with the build quality of the Subaru here. Okay, well, we just got it all tarped up for the night. I do have a spare fender for a neon and a spare door, and so I've been using those to try and get stuff fitted where it should, and then I marked that and I put the fender on and marked that just to make sure all that's going to work. Tomorrow I guess we're going to start cutting on the neon. Okay, I'll let you look the camera. You didn't even look it. What about you? You look the camera?
No.
No? So we got the roof all cut free, and me and Nash are going to attempt to lift it up and move it over to the Subaru. No? Okay. Oh, holy. She's heavy. Don't hurt yourself, please.
Yeah. Alright.
It's not worth that.
Yeah.
You got to clear a console. As far as you can, bud, and I'll run up there.
Okay. Okay, there.
That's about perfect. As you can see, we've got it loosely set on there. It's sitting way too far ahead of where it needs to go, but that's so I can trim it and move it back. I just wanted to show you guys something, in case there was anyone hating on me for doing this. You see all that rust in there? That's a big motivating factor here, is that this neon is so rusty and it's not really that safe of a vehicle to transport my family around in anymore. And this Subaru's in a lot better shape, So basically taking the car that we like and making it better. I know a lot of people wanted me to take the Neon further, put bigger tires on it, all that kind of thing. Well, it's lacking power for bigger tires. We already run out of power on the hill climbs and stuff, so that's the idea here. We got all-wheel drive, we can fit bigger tires, we can fit a lift. We've already got more ground clearance, and we've got an extra 33 horsepower. So I've got this kind of rough fit on here, and it looks like it's going to work pretty good once I get this trimmed up under here. Okay guys, check that out. I'm making progress. I just finished fitting the door post down to the rocker panel. So I just got this all cleaned up with the grinder here, just with that 60 grit flap disc. And those are all the areas where I'm going to be welding. See, I have to weld a panel on here later to seal up to the hood. I cleaned all this up the best I could, so I'm going to get it moved ahead, and then I'm just going to tack it on in each corner, because I want to get the back fully fitted up before I weld everything complete and plate it up. Okay guys, well, I'm not going for any sort of a penetrating weld. I just want a nice spot on each corner just to hold it in place, and that's it. So I'll just show you last night's progress. You can see I just got about an inch of weld on each corner. So that piece is all in place. That should be the final fit for it, but I'm just going to fit up the back of the roof on there first, and get the front doors on and make sure the back doors hang straight and line up with them. Over here, I've started cutting this apart, you can see. So I'm going to have all this upper structure here, which is really nice because, of course, this is the structural integrity of the car, but that car was a station wagon, so it has structure built into the base of it to make the sides stronger. And this has this, and now we're adding this on top of whatever structure Subaru built into that. We're just going to slice the bumper, and I'm just going to leave a little bit like I did on the front, because I'm going to be building a steel bumper for the back here, and I might just want to tie the ends back up into the body with this. Well, I think she's all free, guys. Guys, I kind of did this as a really crude way of measuring between the edge of the roof there and the center of the wheel and the center of the strut there. And then I did the same over here on the Neon. And just trying to figure roughly how much to cut off the roof. Well, I worked into the dark last night. So here's how I got that all trimmed off, and this flange here will actually be where the Neon metal meets up. And then I got this trimmed off. You can see by the tailpipe how much I trimmed off. You can see over here I've got the fuel filler, and I'm just going to stick with the Subaru system, so I don't know, I may have to move the fuel door on the Neon to accommodate it. Well, I'm going to try and just lift this back section off here. I don't have any help or anything, but I'm going to do my best just to get it set on the ground behind the car. Well guys, there you go. I'm about halfway done. That was pretty hard to get that off there by myself, but I got her done, and now I'm just going to go around with the flap disc on the grinder and clean up all the metal. And here's how that's looking. So I'm just going around still and just picking out these bits of seam sealer. That'll just, your welder will just spit and pop if you try to weld anywhere near that stuff. I'm just going to take a wire wheel on my electric drill and just clean up the rust the best I can with that. Then I'm going to take this rust converter and go over it all. It's a couple hours later. You can see that rust converter's all turned kind of black where the rust was. So that means it did its job, it neutralized the rust. Okay guys, we're going to sling the back section up here for initial fit. Nash says it's nice and light, it'll be like lifting nothing.
No,
So
I didn't.
I'm not as optimistic, but if he's feeling that strong, you know, that's a good sign.
No, I did not say that.
Oh, okay. He claims he didn't say that. He's retracting now, but we're going to hold him to it. He's got his bicycle helmet on. I told him to do that because there's lots of sharp edges and I don't want him banging his head like I did right on that edge there. Okay guys, so here's the thing. Nash talked a big game, but really he's just weak. So we're having trouble getting...
No.
Joking. Okay. Okay guys, well daylight's fading here quick, but I can see I just got to trim off this corner here, and then up in there I just got to trim around the wheel well more. I wasn't sure how it was all going to line up, and now that I have it here I can kind of see. I can leave it sitting here and work through the trunk opening. You can see though that fuel filler is definitely farther ahead. So you can see there's some filler on the roof because I filled in the sunroof previously. You can see right there it used to be a sunroof car. Okay guys, well we're experiencing some very Canadian-like September weather here, I guess, and not a very good day for working on the Neoru here. The one issue is how narrow this doorway is, and it's actually posed an issue with fitting a window into there, a window that will roll down anyways. We might end up having to go with a fixed glass window. See, I've got to put another reinforcing piece there along the seam anyways, so I'm just gonna spot that piece down and then I'll put another piece right over it and right down into here to reinforce the whole structure there. So here it is, you can see the roof profile, and I think it looks pretty good. Like, I cut about darn near 6 inches out of that roof. So of course the width of the car changes a little bit in that distance, so I have to make some adjustments there. And again over here I had this lining up perfect, but I just haven't welded it in place yet, so that's why it's hanging up. So there's a nice view from the back angle. Just a quick update for you guys, the seat belts do actually fit. You can see well, it's a little bit angled, I haven't got it bolted in, but see it does go right square in there and everything lines up, and it's just enough room. I mean literally it's sitting on the strut tower, but it does fit. I'd have to actually remove the seat belt to change the strut, but I'm okay with that of course. And then as for the glass, I've measured up everything I have, and actually I think what's going to work best is this window right here, this back window on Nash's little parts car for his Toyota Tercel project over there, his little 89 Tercel. I'm going to go ahead and fit my door and just worry about getting the door to fit. I'll take the glass right out of it and I'll section it so it fits the opening perfectly, and then I'll build a framework for that glass in here. I'll basically weld the Toyota metal straight into the Neon's framework. So I did a bunch of trimming here, and you can see there's one of the mount points for the seat latch. So I'm going to fold this down and weld it around there to beef up that area. And I've got the roof trimmed, and I've got a ratchet strap across there holding it tight. So I had to split the edge here and spread it out, and then I'm going to match it up once the middle's welded. See, I've got this side all sucked tight and trimmed up nice. There's the carcass of the Neon. I still haven't cut the bumper off yet because I gotta fit it to that, and I gotta have the doors fit to see where the fenders end basically, and then I can do that. So I just wanted to show you this quick because I'm gonna get some spray paint on it. That's actually all done there. And there we go, pretty much the same thing over here on this side. Got that all done, and I'm gonna paint that too. You can see I got that all painted up over there. So I got the one back door, got it out there, and just I got it bolted right to the hinges. So that's how much longer it is. It's about 6 inches too long. Okay guys, I made this tape line and it probably looks like it's rather far back, but I have to go with where it starts sloping away from the roof. Well, there you have it. Got our door cut off there. The one thing, this body line here, if I hold a straight edge on it, this is just a scrap, but it's pretty straight. You can see it's a little low on the door. Okay guys, I just mocked up the front door here. I just got it held on with masking tape actually, so it's sagging a little. So things aren't lined up perfectly, but I just wanted to get an idea of how things look. This is a nice rust-free door, this red one, that's why it's red. You can see I've got some repairs to do to that back door, both back doors and the other front. I'm going to be welding the door on here, or the hinges rather. I've got the hinges all cleaned up and the mount points all cleaned up here. So there we go. I just got the ends welded for now. I'm going to take the door off now. I'll wire wheel that all up and then I'll solid weld the rest of it. Everything's good. You can see the door latches as it should. Okay guys, and here's the aftermath of that welding. It's getting dark here. And down here. So there we go guys, I've got the Subaru door catch fitted into the Neon door. You can just see I notched the upper hole. So I'm actually going to make sure the electrical hole fits the Subaru grommet now. If it doesn't, I can just weld in the hole from the Subaru. I think it might be smaller, so we'll see. Okay guys, so after some quick welding, I've got the Subaru piece in there, the Subaru hole, so that it fits the grommet and everything properly. And there it is, all ground off just before paint. Turned out not bad, eh? Now I've got it perfect so that the door opens nice and wide. And it's got stops in it, you can see. It doesn't just swing shut, but the door functions very, very nicely. You can see it's the same deal on this side, and the door here opens equally nice, but I haven't got the stop rod in yet. So I did get that rough cut in there. The backs of the doors, I got the other side done just the same. And you can see the issue here is the body line steps, and I can't change that because the back of the car just sits higher on the Subaru platform, and that's how all the bracing lines up, and that's how it has to be. And what I'm going to do is just blend the line out, like have a slope to it. I'm going to get the Sawzall out and cut those back windows out. So there we go, we got both our windows. We just got to fit them into the doors now. So here's over on the passenger side where I cut it out. I just finished putting some just cereal box cardboard, just thin cardboard on the windows. And so now I can start cutting around the frame and fitting them into the doors without getting any sparks on the glass.